Welcome Libra to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 24th of July. There are some paradoxes threaded through your chart this week, to be honest. The arrival of the sun at the end of last week in the part of your situation which is to do with sociability augments Venus, your ruler, which is retreating still, but also Mercury. And so all of that on the surface looks very interactive. It certainly gives you an opportunity to think about your long-term future, but also the people you want to collaborate and connect with. But because Venus is in a retrograde and forges a very delicate link to the North Node still, there may be one person or some people that you seem to have a special pull towards. It may be that someone from your past is going to come up in your thinking evocatively, perhaps someone you used to be involved with romantically. But remember, the sign of Leo for you is about the future, and it's about where you can collaborate. Relationships that end usually didn't have a future at that time, and perhaps the collaboration wasn't always that strong. If you can celebrate the things that you have in common with people, and perhaps put to one side the things that are not so much to your liking, there's a lot to go for this week for sure. But there does still continue to be that very exhausting opposition between Mars and Saturn. And this is emphasizing your physical but also psychological sectors. And if you have too much responsibility or you're working too hard and you can't remember the last time you went out to play, I think Mercury's clash with Uranus at the start of this week could be a prompt to do something a bit more spontaneous, even if it does cost a little bit of money. There is a quarter moon also on Tuesday in the deep and passionate Scorpio, which provides a backdrop of energy right through to the end of this week. Equally, there could be friends that you can see that you're not quite as aligned as much as you used to be. So I feel that there could be some changeover going on in your future direction, but also the main players in your life. And trust is always an important issue. If you feel that someone's been quite critical recently, particularly with Saturn applying to Mars, that can be quite hard to bear. In a purely professional and financial sense, Mars forges a gorgeous link to Jupiter in the second half of this week. That's very motivating, but I feel it's about asking you to dig down and use some inner resources, or perhaps past skills and experiences, or even contact someone you used to work with, which could have an impact on your financial situation now. But as Mercury on Friday moves into Virgo for an extremely long transit, which is going to go on through to the 5th of October, don't be surprised that despite the friendliness, the bubbliness, the sociability that this week can provide, I feel as the week draws to a close, you could find yourself asking more and more questions about who is really invested in you. Who are the people you can really count upon? Are there certain elements of your nature that you need to understand more deeply? Any issue to do with sincerity, devotion and trust is going to be a big one through to the end of Mercury's transition through the sign of Virgo. So if you start to prepare yourself for that now, whilst enjoying the social possibilities, so I feel that is that duality to this week, which will need some care. And because Saturn does apply to Mars, but also applies to the Sun, it's important to understand where you have obligations which require you to be very reliable, very hardworking, and at times may make it difficult to withdraw from a social situation or not quite give someone else the support they may want because of what you may have on your plate when it comes to your daily role. I'd just like to share with you a truly wonderful opportunity. Year 2023 is speeding by and year 2024 is racing towards us. If you would like to order your year 2024 personal horoscope forecast based on your birth data, your unique birth data, I will provide for you in my 30% off package, your character analysis report, your life roadmap. Getting an understanding of your life roadmap is really important because we all have patterns that evolve in our life, and the more intimately we can understand why these influences occur, the more we can start to tackle them in a constructive way. Please see the link below for more, but these are produced solely for the person I create them for, so no two charts are the same, and a really brilliant opportunity for you.